Good afternoon and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. I have somebody in the studio today who is no stranger to Dialogue with Deidre. We love having Stephanie Ferriera on the show when she has events coming up. And Stephanie, who is the founder of Vintage901 Wine, Music, and Food Festival, is in the studio today. Steph, welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm always happy to have you in the studio because we talk about wonderful wine normally when you're here.
Right.
But we have, and I say we have an event because I'm a big part of the team and just love the fact that Vintage is doing so well. We have an event coming up November the 12th. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Right. This is our Perfect Pairings Brunch. That we're having. We're doing something a little different this year. Usually this Perfect Pairings is a dinner. Mm-hmm. So we decided to turn it into a brunch this year because we've kind of been noticing that people like doing things, during the day. Daytime dates are really popular now. And so we're looking forward to doing this.
Okay, November 12th, and it's going to be at the Lobbyist. I've not been there. Is that Chef? Which chef is it?
This is Chef Jimmy Gentry.
Jimmy Gentry.
And we're looking forward to it. He has a beautiful restaurant in downtown Memphis in the Chiska Hotel. And it's going to be great.
So what can someone who buys the tickets, and tickets are available, not too many left, so if you're interested in joining us, you need to go ahead and try and get your ticket now. But what can we expect? What can one of our clients, our customers expect coming to the Perfect Pairings Brunch?
Well, basically, of course, they're going to hopefully look at it as having great hospitality because we always want people to be welcome. It's a welcoming our customers and our guests back again. So that's the first piece to it. And then the next piece is wonderful wines as far as a sparkler that will greet them as they come in the door, being seated, and then getting ready for a 3-course menu that he has specifically prepared, prefix menu, for the Perfect Pairings Brunch, and good music and education. That's first and foremost. And our wine expert this year will be Commissioner Michael Whaley. We're looking forward to that, as well as he will be introducing his wines to some of our guests. Some people may be familiar with Steel Point, so we're looking forward to that. And Phoenix Selections is sponsoring this event for us.
Oh, that's amazing. So, people don't think about Commissioner Michael Whaley as a somm, but he is a somm, right?
He is, I'll put it to you this way, he is extremely well versed in wine, particularly French and South African wines.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So we will have a sample of that.
Absolutely.
Okay, at our event on November 12th. And one thing, I love about Vintage 901 is, Stephanie, it's steeped in community, and you're known for giving back. I mean, over the years, we can talk about some of the nonprofits that Vintage 901 has supported. But what I love is that, you've decided that because wine and food is a big part of the festival, and education is a major part of the festival, that you want to give back in another way. And we're launching what this year?
We are launching the Vintage 901 Wine and Food Scholarship, which will benefit a high school student as well as a college student. And what we would like to do is continue to follow these students each year. We will bring on more students, and we will continue to follow them throughout their time, their matriculation, through their courses. We want to keep this as something that continues to generate, not just a one-time, outlay. of resources that we want to be able to keep them going. So hopefully they will go out in the world, and then they will come back to us and to Memphis and let us see what they're doing, all the great things.
Well, what's exciting about that is, people have gone to the website vintage901.org, right? And learned about our various events. Now they can share information about the scholarship program with students who have an interest. And so those applications are on the website as well, right, Stephanie?
They are, and we would love people to go out to vintage901.org and go to the area on the website that says scholarships and download, or maybe I should say even fill it out, upload it back, and send it to us, and we will be making some selections very soon. The deadline for getting that application in is December 15th, 2023, so we need those soon.
So we have, about maybe 6 weeks?
Correct.
Okay, for the application process to be open and people have an opportunity to review and email and ask questions. If they have questions about the process, they can, call, but the application is pretty simple.
Correct.
Okay.
And we wanted to keep it simple. There's no reason for having 1,000-word essays for students that actually have the interest, have the talent, and already know that they're committed to doing this. So we just want to be able to see the youth in our community grow.
So, Steph, just to go back to talk a little bit about the brunch, I'm really excited about the scholarship opportunities, but the brunch. So traditionally, the Vintage 901 brunch is one that you go through the line and you pick out what you want, right?
That is correct.
This brunch is a fixed menu, right?
Right. There is a difference between the spring event brunch that is a sparkling brunch, right, and this is a Perfect Pairings brunch, which is a tasting. Okay. So it will be a seated affair. Mm-hmm. The meal will be brought to your table. The wines will be poured at your table. You will not be moving around the room in that way that maybe some people are used to with our sparkling.
And that's what I wanted people to understand, because those that have been, who've loved, the sparkling brunch over the years may want to buy a ticket to the Perfect Pairings brunch, mm-hmm, and it is a little different.
Right. And we would love for them to do it, because what they will actually see is that this is something different. We want to always do something different. We want to up the game at all times. And so I think that they will come to this and they will get the opportunity to have a different experience. So
the sparkling, the Perfect Pairings brunch, mm-hmm, is really the kickoff to preparing, the customer for what's going to happen in the spring.
Correct.
We already have dates ready. The festival is set. Let's talk about what we can expect in the spring.
Well, the spring is really, I always say, that's the flagship. I mean, that is, it's just a wonderful event. We have a grand tasting, and as some people may know, and then you might have some people that do not know this, a grand tasting is where a lot of participants, that's what we call our wines, mm-hmm, they are laid out for guests, and they can just actually move around the room over and over and over again to actually sample many different wines from different countries, different terroir, having wine experts on site being able to talk about their wines and just enjoy that experience.
Well, and what has been exciting for me as a part of the grand tasting is, I like the sparkling wines. I like the rosés, mm-hmm, and you have different types. You have your red wines, but you get an opportunity to taste and really figure out what you like.
Correct.
As a part of the grand tasting.
Right.
And figure out what you don't like.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like dry?
Exactly.
Do you like sweet?
Right.
Do you like a sparkler? Do you like a still? Do you like something that is more fruit forward? Do you like something that's grassy? So you have that opportunity to learn a little bit about the wines. And then we also have our classes that are at the grand tasting also. And those can be blind tastings. Those can be classes just about a particular type of wine, different reds, rosés. That could be weird science, how you pair wines with the perfect food to give it a different taste. So it's all of those types of things that are happening, as well as really good Memphis music. We always have some really great bands that are fabulous. And so it's just a lot to do. And then we end it on Sunday, which will be April the 21st, with a sparkling brunch. And that is the wind down. And it's just kind of another education piece there. But it tends to be a little bit different, a little bit more laid back, not as much, I guess you'd say, the exact same programming that we might have had the day before. And people can just enjoy and walk around and, you know, fill up their glasses and ask questions and enjoy the food.
So, Steph, when I'm talking to people about Vintage 901 and they try and compare our event to the different types of events, wine events in the city, I always say that we're big on education. I mean, that's what we're known for. That's what, you know, some other events may say they do education, but that's like our forte. When you come to our events, you're learning something.
Correct.
You agree?
I absolutely agree. I think that, and it's definitely not to take away from anything else that anyone else is doing, but it becomes our job and our interest to be able to bring interesting programming to Vintage 901 events, to be able to curate special experiences and exposure for our community, things that maybe they might not get at some of the other events, and hopefully doing it at a price point that is comfortable for everyone.
And the other thing is our events are beautiful.
They are.
They're just beautiful. I mean, you pay such great attention to the detail. So just like you said, it's really about the experience for the consumer, right? You want them to feel like, this is a great experience. This is about community. This is about enjoying yourself. But the takeaway too is we hope that you've learned something in this beautiful environment.
Correct. And I mean, and I think that that's the way that you show people that you appreciate them taking their time and their resources to come to an event that you're hosting, is that you give them the best value for what you know they're coming for. And I think that that's what we're doing. We want it to look great. We want it to sound great. We want it to be great. We want the product to be of such where people will go back out into the community and they will say, you've got to be at this event.
Well, we've got 1 minute, Steph. We're going to wrap this up, but I want you to share, because this dialogue with Deidre is going to be posted pretty quickly. The takeaway for the November event. What do you want people to do? And we only have, really a few tickets left. So what do you want the ask to be?
Right. I would just like people to be able to go to the website. If they are just learning about us, go to the website and read about us. Go out on social media. But please go to the website, vintage901.org, and look at the little button and punch the button that says purchase a ticket and have the experience for themselves. And they will be helping us also fund the scholarship to help students go to school in the culinary arts, viticulture, wine business. We'd like to see more of that. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there's no reason that underserved populations should not be part of it.
Stephanie Ferriera, thank you so much for coming back on Dialogue with Deidre. You're always welcome to come anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching Dialogue with Deidre. You can see us on the M1 TV network every Friday at noon. So thank you so much for joining us. And I hope to see you at the Vintage 901 event on November the 12th.